So, as anything else in technology, real estate technology is no different, especially since we rely so heavily on social media and its ability to broadcast for us. It's certainly the most inexpensive form of advertising that was ever been made available, and so many different platforms, which is interestingly enough separated themselves into generational groups, age groups, thought groups. Um, if you're looking for a specific audience for a specific thing that you want to discuss in real estate or a specific type of property that you're representing in real estate, there is at least one platform for you to be able to do that. Today, we're going to talk about some technology shifting. 2026 is showing some maturity in some things and showing some aging of others. Thanks for joining us today. We're here at the Keystone offices so that we can make sure to talk to you about all of the latest technology trends, all of the things that are going on inside of real estate as a country and in Florida, and give you our advisement on how things are happening that keep us relevant in the market. We do business every single day in our brokerage. The things that we discuss here on the channel are 100% about how things are working, what are the smooth studies of the practice, and what are the rocky roads that we traditionally have to drive down to work with our clients and to keep them educated and to make sure that they've got all the information that they need. So, looking at some of these social shifts, we're also going to talk about some of the practical steps so that you can adapt to these and hopefully convert attention into leads. Social platforms are a major discovery layer for homes, neighborhoods, and the agents that represent them. As we are now in 2026, five major shifts have become very visible in platform updates. User behavior is likely to keep shaping and following and changing how agents attract attention, how we build trust with our clients and for potential customers, and how we turn interest into conversation. We're going to talk about video remaining the default format in today's market, especially short form, practical explainers. Social searches continues to grow, changing how agents are thinking about SEO in the internet. Private sharing and micro communities matter more than public likes and your little hearts that you're getting on all of your socials. On platform lead capture is expanding. Creators are making it easier to promote those things. And then, of course, wouldn't be a technology conversation without AI. AI assisted content growth continues to grow alongside clearer disclosure expectations. So, let's start from the top. Video. Here we are today. Video remains the default format, especially for short, practical explainers and those type of educators in the market. Video adoption still remains incredibly high. The video marketing statistics of last year clearly show 9 out of 10 businesses report using video marketing. For agents, most repeatable approach is local, useful content, quick walkthroughs, neighborhoods, and what it's like to live here or what it's like to be here kind of clips. Short answers to common client questions, incredibly popular. Platform experiments suggest that short form video is going to continue to expand beyond just the phone. The Verge, a large technology reporter, for those of you that don't know, reported that Instagram has begun piloting a Reels Focus TV app specifically for Amazon Fire TV devices and should launch this quarter if they haven't started the pilots already for this. So, how do we adapt for people that are already in it and for people that haven't jumped in? The good news is, for people that haven't gotten involved, it's not too late. Video continues to evolve, it continues to be easier to do. Setups for your personal productions and the technologies inside of these phones today make it a whole lot simpler for you to get your feet wet inside of the video adaptation of how you're going to market yourself. How agents can adapt: build 3 to 5 repeatable series. Give it a title. The 1 minute neighborhood. Listing details you miss in photos. Market myth versus reality. You can have all those. I'm not using them. But it gives you an idea of something that you can jump on once a week and do a 60-second broadcast. Secondly, we have learned that you should open with the outcome in the first few seconds. You're going to use captions, you're going to use on-screen keywords so that you can use muted viewing as well. Essentially, people that are looking at their phones in high populated places or in bed at night while they're with their partner or while their kids are asleep, they can still read and see your context without having to turn up the volume. And then end with one clear step. Save, share, DM a keyword for a checklist or for some type of tour schedule, right? You want them to interact with what you're doing, just to let them know that they're paying attention and they're listening to basic instruction. Don't forget to like my reel. Don't forget to save and share. Don't forget to DM me for a direct answer to your question. Got something you want me to talk about next week? Let me know in the comments, that kind of thing. Second, social search continues to grow. This is going to change how SEO is working for all of us. Consumers have increasingly used social apps to research local decisions. Sochi's 2025 Customer Behavior Index reported that Gen Z prefers for local search put Instagram and TikTok ahead of Google. Separately, Adobe Express, who is growing in the editing market, obviously, has cited survey findings that 2 in 5 Americans are using TikTok as a search engine to find things. For agents that favor search style posts, make sure that you build around specific questions. Moving to my area, neighborhood comparisons, financing basics, low cost living explainers, clear city neighborhood terms. These kind of things in spoken audio in a platform like TikTok will allow it to obviously be placed into on-screen text and make it very easy for people to search and find what you're looking for. For those of you that need to adapt to this change, you need to start writing captions kind of like mini answers. Again, leading with the question, but summarize and add the details directly behind it. Say the location where you are on camera and include it in your on-screen text. The platform's index, the audio, and the texting is all a big component of that. So for those of you that are big on TikTok, you'll know what I'm saying. And then pin a start here post. Something that routes search traffic to guide or say a DM keyword. That's going to help a lot when people are finding you when they're looking in a particular area, they're looking for a particular style of property, or if they're just generally looking for real estate. They want to make sure they can find you as either an agent or an agency advisor. Third, private sharing and micro communities. This matters a whole lot more now in tech than the whole like fad that we've been going through. Likes are great. They show us that we've got some type of interaction. It keeps us motivated to continue. However, the private sharing is increasingly tied to reach. So Instagram's guidance emphasizes sends as a core ranking signal. Meanwhile, messaging tools continue to evolve. Meta has certainly introduced a lot of updates to its broadcast channel. They have added replies, prompts, insights, and in December, they even announced giving businesses more way to engage with audiences directly. So Instagram continues to evolve to catch up with the rest of it. Ultimately, now that TikTok has made its transition into the US space, maybe now they can start doing some evolution on the platform, that they are past this lawsuit that they were having with the US government. So companies like Meta are going to be able to step up and catch up with some of those technologies and compete directly against them. Adaptation. Design your posts in Instagram for sharing. So checklists. Send this to your partner. A side-by-side comparison. Use consistent DM keywords so that you can deliver a lead magnet, either through open house list, a relocation guide, vendor recommendations. These are all things that drive the sharing of your post. Logging the social conversations into your CRM so that leads don't get stranded in inboxes is also good. You should have a CRM that does connect to your Instagram account and you understand how to do that type of capture. On to number 4. On-platform lead capture has expanded quite a bit. So the creator content is now easier to promote than ever before. Platforms keep reducing that friction from discovery to conversation. So Meta, especially, offers now lead collection through lead ads and Insta forms, is what they're calling it. TikTok already provides Insta forms for lead generation campaigns. If you do not know how to use them, absolutely get onto TikTok and watch several TikTok instructionals on how to do Insta forms for lead capture. At the end of the year, Meta introduced new tools to help the advertisers find and turn existing organic creator content into partnership ads. So for agents, that means strong organic video can be repurposed into paid lead units with a lot fewer clicks. It'll be easier once you've made this adaptation into your creators platform. So use these native forms specifically for evaluation, for first-time buyer consultation, for relocation packets, not just the generic contact me or click here for more information. We're past that. It's time to evolve. Next, keep your forms short. Include a qualifier. So what's your timeline? What's the neighborhood you're looking to learn about? And what's your budget? What's your price band? And then connect forms to your CRM. Forms will connect directly to a modern CRM and quickly allow you to follow up with a message that references what they requested. Your CRM should be smart enough or have an AI component at this point where it can handle some traditional basic chatbot stuff has evolved too, but it should be able to handle some very traditional questions until you can get on live with them. And that's what it should drive. Agents, let me warn you. If all you're doing is putting these automated responses in place so that you don't have to, you're in the wrong business. Your job is to get involved with this customer situation, to build a relationship so that when it's time to go looking at houses, you're looking at houses with a friend. They're looking at houses with someone they trust. It makes it a whole lot easier for those conversations to move forward. Number 5, AI assisted content growing immensely, and it's right alongside the clear disclosure expectations. AI will speed up your scripting and your editing, and platforms are tightening the expectations around disclosure for those realistic, synthetic, or altered media sources. YouTube perfectly explains that when creators should disclose altered or synthetic content in its help guidance. Ultimately, people are not appreciating that they're getting fooled by AI created information, AI generated videos, AI generated thought or voice practice. They don't like it. It's something that's going to cause problems. It's going to become a lawsuit before it's over with. So make sure you are clearly marking that this is AI content. Meta has gone even farther than that. Meta describes it even broader because obviously you've probably seen that they are in and out of the Pentagon currently or up on Capitol Hill getting grilled about some of the practices that they have. I could go on and on about the social responsibility of technology firms, but coming from that world myself, it is difficult for me to not lean back in on the user more than the government is. However, feel free to contact me directly for more information on that one, or if you really just want to get on a one-to-one and go at it about whether or not the government should be more responsible or whether the user should be more responsible. That would be a fun conversation, actually. But to describe a broader made with AI labeling approach for AI generated content, it's becoming policy for all of the multimedia followers. So you might as well make that adaptation, get on board now, because it's going to hit you in the face otherwise. If you work with creators and you run paid partnerships, if you've actually got creators out there doing these things for you, make sure they're following the FTC's Disclosure 101 policies. This guidance is a real useful baseline so you can have some clear endorsement inside of your disclosures that are necessary. And of course, how can you adapt to this? Firstly, and most importantly, use AI for drafts and for editing help. Help you clean up your language. Help make you more human when you are building with this built content. But you must keep factual claims and property visuals grounded in reality. It is supposed to be a supervisory relationship. It helps you create. It is not the creation that you move forward with. Clearly label your virtual staging, right? That's where this all started for us. We could take an empty apartment, condo, or home, throw virtual furniture in it. The first thing the MLS slapped down on us was you have to be able to clearly identify that this is virtually staged in every photo. Well, now it can create the entire scenario. I can take lost for word. I can actually take the layout, the plan, the design of a property, feed it into AI, and AI can do a virtual walkthrough without ever walking into the house. It understands what that property layout means as far as construction standards. I'll have to give it some things like, give me some colors. I've got room. These rooms have the following windows that are more light exposed. This is the direction the house sits, so it knows how to bring the lighting in. It's pretty impressive. I can just talk to the machine as long as I've got enough of a beefy infrastructure or I'm using an online cloud source. It can rebuild the house as if it was brand new the day it was born. So you need to absolutely make sure that you're watching these things. Clearly label it. AI enhancements, and if it's composite imagery, just make sure to state it. And then third, document disclosure practices. Your team members, your partners, they got to be able to keep these standards consistent. Brokers, I'm talking to you. You need to watch what your agents are posting. You need to demand that your agents expose you to what they're posting for many reasons. The old school number one, they owe you equal marketing. Your brand is supposed to be on everything that your agents post. It doesn't have to take over the post, but you must be represented. They work for a brokerage so that they can do this business. That is the way the business model is set up. So if they are not using your branding so that they have the cover fire of working for a brokerage, they're in direct violation. Next, they need to make absolutely sure that they are following the common practices of disclosure that are out there. Brokers, this falls on you. This is not an E&O situation. This is not going to cover you with your E&O disclosure insurance. This is so that if your agents are out there running their mouth and saying things that are directly contradictive to what your practices are in your policies and procedures manual as a brokerage, you don't end up with violations and police officers knocking down your door to try to talk to you about the things that they're saying. For this year, for 2026, planning, the durable playbook is pretty straightforward. Publish helpful local video consistently. Treat social as a search channel. If you're going to post it, there needs to be some type of searchable content. And no, it's not going to scream through your voice logs and build searchable content for you. It's looking for the added word content to support what you're saying. Repeatable DM to CRM workflows. You need to make sure that if someone is responding, even if someone is liking what you are putting on the internet, you're capturing that information and it gives you an opportunity to communicate back to them. And then make the next step obvious. Save a guide, book tour, request a consultation. Let's have a cup of coffee. These are all things that are going to make you one heck of a lot more valuable in this market. A few warnings from my technophobes out there. If you are not involved with social media as a common practice, as a comfortable practice for you to advertise that you were in real estate, do not come to me crying when your family, your friends, your relatives, your close work colleagues sell their houses or buy new houses with another realtor. They don't know you exist and you're not on these modern platforms exposing your knowledge and how good you are at this and how busy you are in this industry. Why would they use you? I realized today was shorter than normal. However, this is a lot to process, and I really want you to get out there today. If you're not on social media, you need to get there. If you are, start making those adaptations immediately. By the middle of this year, with everything going on, there are going to be a lot more constraints against what we can and what we can't do on social media. So go crazy now, but learn the rules of the road so that you can represent yourself and your business correctly, and that you can stand and future-proof what you're going to be doing moving forward. Have a great day, everybody. God bless, and we'll talk to you next week.